Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammad wa mu'atta rahmatul alamin wa ala alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin was-sahabati wa tabi'in wa tabi'ahum bi ihsan ila yawmiddin. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-'aliyyil 'azim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma rabbi zidni ilma. اللهم لا مانع لما أعطيت ولا معطي لما منعت ولا راد لما قضيت ولا ينفع ذا الجد منك الجد. We begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator and sustainer, and our return, and we pray that our return to him is one that is beneficial, and this beneficence that we receive through him subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us his closeness and eventually enters us into the eternal garden with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and those who follow him with goodness up until the last day. We insha'Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are going to begin today the explanation, or rather the meaning of the hadith Jibreel that we went through in the introduction. The hadith itself is split into how many parts? Who can remember which three things were mentioned in hadith Jibreel? Stop pretending to make notes. Anyone? Islam, Iman and Ihsan. Islam, Iman and Ihsan. To give us a better understanding of our creed, of our aqidah, of our belief, of who we are and what we are about as Muslims. What is the belief that we need to have in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the risala of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How do we believe in the concept of qadar, divine decree? How do we believe in this? What does it mean to have free will? We will inshallah go through a text. This particular text is known as Al-Aqidah At-Tahawiyya, the Aqidah of Imam At-Tahawi, the Aqidah text compiled by Imam At-Tahawi. Now I'm assuming inshallah that within the next, however long Allah wills for us to learn together, within the next few weeks or so, you will get a copy of the Creed of Imam Tahawi. There is a very beautiful translation of this particular text by Hamza Yusuf, and it's the most widely used one at the moment because the language that is used in the translation of the Aqidah of Imam Tahawi is very easy to understand and it makes complete sense. There have been thousands of translations of the Arabic text into Persian, Urdu, Bengali, Farsi, Swahili and so on. But this one that has been rendered into English is one of the ones that has been commented upon by Shaykh Abdullah bin Bayah and Shaykh Muhammad al-Yaqubi Hafidullah, and various ulama of the Asian subcontinent have also spoken about it, saying that the English language that has been used in this particular translation is very good. So try to get hold of this particular copy. Before we begin the text itself, there's one thing that needs to be mentioned. What we spoke about in the first lesson, the concept of adab, of learning the deen. What adab do we need to have in learning the deen? How do we learn the deen? Do we enter the deen or majalis, gatherings of the deen, or durus, lessons of the deen, with the intention that I am going to increase my own knowledge? Or do we go with the intention that I know nothing except what Allah has taught me? Do we go with preconceptions of what we're going to learn? Do we go to get closeness of the individual who is teaching us, or do we go for the sake of Allah? Or do we go because our mates are going? What needs to be the adab? Learning the deen is absolutely compulsory, necessary. I feel that even these words in English don't do benefit to the importance of learning the deen. As Allah Himself has mentioned, it is fard. You cannot question anything that is fard, that has been divinely decreed upon you. we do not question the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah wills something for you, we do not question it. Rather, we submit to it. So we submit to the will of Allah. We are Muslims, and this is what Islam is. So when you go to learn the deen, you go with a complete open mind and a heart. Rather, you will be going to sit in those gatherings where the fruits of paradise are going to be tasted, inshallah. You are going to those gatherings about which the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam once said to Sayyidina Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu arda, Ya Abu Huraira, oh Abu Huraira, why don't you go into Masjid al-Nabawi Sharif today, go into the masjid today and eat the different fruits of paradise? So Sayyidina Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu arda with other 3 companions went inside Masjid al-Nabawi, and he looked around. And he came back out and he said to the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the meaning of what he said, that I did not see any fruit in the masjid and I saw nobody eating. So the Prophet of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam walked into Masjid al-Nabawi Sharif with Sayyidina Abu Huraira, and he said, in that corner people are studying the Quran. In that corner people are studying the hadith, the traditions of the Prophet. Here they are talking about fiqh, jurisprudence. Over there they are talking about aqa'id, belief, foundation. These are the different fruits of Jannah, and every fruit of Jannah is unique and it's beautiful. But the fact is that it comes from Jannah. So it cannot be compared to the fruits of the dunya. How have the fruits of Jannah been described? For example, let's look at the literal fruit of Jannah. You know, pomegranates. Now, you know, one pomegranate in Jannah, if someone takes off the skin of the pomegranate and only one side of that pomegranate, an individual will be able to lay under the shade of that skin. Not only one, but 1,000 people will be able to lie under the shade of that skin. That is how big the pomegranate is. And if you have one bite of that pomegranate, then the taste will remain in your mouth for 15 years in Jannah.
Subhanallah.
So we cannot even comprehend or begin to understand the beauty of Jannah. But what leads to this physical fruit of Jannah? It is the fruit of the deen. It is this knowledge. This is what is going to make you worthy of eating that fruit. If you have little taster here, you'd want more. As they say in Urdu, mu'min faqat naqal karta hai, isko asal kar dena Allah ka kaam. A believer only imitates. To turn it into reality is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we make intentions in the presence of Allah that we want to learn the deen as a means to get closer to you with the utmost adab. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us sincere in what we say, what we hear and what we learn, inshallah. Before we go into the text itself as well, it's important to know who the Imam himself was who compiled this text and what he was about, where he was from and so on. Imam Abul Warraq Ja'far al-Tahawi was born in Upper Egypt in the 853 Hijri. 853. He came from a family of scholars. Rather, his grandfather and his maternal uncle were amongst those scholars who disputed against one of the Abbasid Khalifs, Ibn al-Mahdi. They joined forces with